on Steam for launch. We basically said, are you crazy? This would be nuts to try to kind of tie yourselves to this little notional digital distribution platform. But clearly, Valve has played a good, strong, long game, and I'm afraid that I may be at that same point right now where I'm like, making your own sort of little console OS, are you crazy? And maybe 10 years from now, they're going to look like brilliant profits again with it. It still seems a little bit dicey to me. Getting everything moved over to Linux, pushing from that side of things. But given their track record, I'm a little hesitant to be. If it was some other random company, I would be pseudo scornful. But it's Valve, so I'm not.
Why don't you see?
Yeah, gee, my first impression of that was, wow, trying to build a mainstream platform around Linux is nuts. But I think right now, in terms of market share, month to month sales, Linux is actually the number one consumer operating system. So it's interesting. I think with Valve, it's not like a Microsoft or Sony launch where there's this billion-dollar marketing event and suddenly tens of millions of players show up and it happens. I think Valve's going to look at this, like you said, as a really long-term effort. We're going to build it up over time, and it's going to slowly, but we got a presentation at Epic that, Brigade Newell told us all about the plans for Steam in 2003, and said, I was like, are you crazy about this? Over the next decade, they made it work, and I could really see there's a lot of fear around, from the major publishers and the major developers of being tied down to platforms that are ultimately controlled by Microsoft, Sony, or others. That absolute control over certification is scary, and their control over e-commerce rules out possibilities where we would like to have direct relationships with our customers, and they prevent it. The possibility of SteamOS is a real, genuinely open platform based on Linux with multiple manufacturers. It is jump-started by Valve, but isn't absolutely controlled by Valve in the same way that Microsoft and Sony control their platforms. It's very interesting. And I think it will also go a long way towards steering the console manufacturers and pursuing an enlightened path. And I think Sony's been really good in that direction, letting game developers actually access the outside internet on PlayStation 3, for example, having a platform that's less locked down than is technically possible. And Valve was a great factor in keeping all of them honest. So it's going to be interesting, and you can't judge this over the next 6 months. You have to judge this over the next decade.
I agree also. It will be very interesting to see how the consumer behavior works, and also I was initially a little bit skeptical of SteamOS, essentially just the name, SteamOS. You have Steam and it's an operating system built on that. I could see that working, but then Valve's essential commitment towards having it as an open platform there and really going with Linux's strengths, that actually makes it a lot more interesting. It makes it a really quite open environment and an alternative to many of the other more closed platforms there. So, but it will take a long time to see where it's actually going. But I'm initially very positive to it. Also from a technology point of view, it's quite exciting to lower level access and more open network. Also quite a lot of challenges. We're very used to the ecosystems where we're at.
Thank you, guys.